We're going to turn now to some breaking news about music icon Billy Joel. According to a statement just shared to his social media accounts, the performer has been diagnosed with a brain disorder, forcing him to cancel all upcoming concerts through next year. We have NBC News team coverage on this unfolding story. Medical analyst Dr. Ven Gupta is standing by, but let's begin with NBC correspondent Priya Sridhar. Priya, what does this statement from Billy Joel and his team say specifically, and what are we learning about this new diagnosis?
Hey, Ellison. Yeah, so we know now just about an hour ago, his team put out a statement that said that he has been diagnosed with normal pressure hydrocephalus. And I know that Dr. Gupta is going to go into more detail about what exactly that means. But his team says that under his doctor's instructions, Billy is undergoing specific physical therapy and has been advised to refrain from performing during this recovery period. Billy is thankful for the excellent care he is receiving, and he's fully committed to prioritizing his health. In that statement, it also went on to say that basically during his performances, it was exacerbating a lot of the conditions that he was having with his hearing, his vision, and his balance. So that's what made it necessary for him to cancel his upcoming performances. Now, this medical diagnosis didn't necessarily come out of nowhere. The 76-year-old Grammy winner has been having medical issues since February, when actually at a performance at Mohegan Sun in Connecticut, he actually fell over after trying to spin his microphone in the air and kind of throw it at the audience. He fell over onto his side, which caused obviously a lot of talk about his health and concerns about his medical condition. He was able to get up during that concert and finish his performance. But after that, he actually decided to cancel the rest of his performances in June. And in about mid-March, his team released a statement that he was undergoing physical therapy and that he was going to be able to get back to performing by his July 5th concert. And now, of course, we're hearing that with this new diagnosis and more specifics about that medical condition, that unfortunately, he's just not going to be able to perform for the rest of the year, Ellison.
And obviously his health is most important, but did his team give any indication on the timeline, how long he will be receiving treatment, possibly if or when he does plan to go back on tour?
It sounds like the concerts for the rest of this year, he had about 15 or 16 scheduled across the country in New Orleans, Toronto, Santa Clara, Salt Lake City, Washington, D.C., and even as far away as Liverpool. All of those concerts have been canceled through the month of October. So it sounds like for now, he, of course, is prioritizing his health. You can see there another part of his statement saying that he sincerely apologizes for disappointing his audience. And his team also said that anyone who is looking for a refund, they obviously will be automatically refunded. This is a man, of course, Ellison, as you know, who has had such a long, illustrious musical career. So I'm sure taking a break right now is probably very difficult for him.
Yeah,
Ellison?
Seems like it is the right call for him and his family. Priya Sridhar, thank you. Let's talk to NBC News medical analyst Dr. Ven Gupta. Dr. Gupta, help us understand, what is this specific brain disorder they say Billy Joel is diagnosed with? Is it rare?
Well, Ellison, normal pressure hydrocephalus, it is not very common, but about 60 as we age. And so in our 70s, what we're noticing is about maybe 1% of the population has this diagnosis. Whether they're diagnosed or not really depends on symptoms. Up in our 80s, maybe about 5% of the population. So it definitely increases in prevalence as we age. What it is the buildup of fluid in our brains. And, there's our brain actually is filled with pockets of fluid. It's called cerebrospinal fluid, for those that might, be familiar with it or have had spinal taps in the past. But our brain is surrounded by our skull, and so there's a fixed amount of space. So you can't have a ton of fluid in there, otherwise it starts to really impinge and put pressure on our brain tissue. And that's what's happening here. This is treatable, especially if it's diagnosed early. It's treatable, and outcomes can be excellent. And it appears that's what happened in the case of Billy Joel, is that he had these symptoms back in his prior concert, Mohegan Sun. Things escalated, and he was able to be diagnosed. But early treatment here is critical.
And before we let you go, because you said that it is treatable if diagnosed early. Remind us of the symptoms people should be aware of in the event they experience something similar.
You know, as we age, cognition issues, if you're feeling confused, memory loss, that's important to keep in mind. If your gait is unstable and that's a new diagnosis, or if that's something that you're noticing, that's something to be vigilant about and talk to your doctor about. If you're having urinary incontinence, these are the typical symptoms here: cognitive change, gait instability, urinary incontinence.
Thanks for watching. Stay updated about breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or follow us on social media.